Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Peter Rabbit. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, so this is a request, so this is something new and it's a nice of a challenge. So I'm trying to fit everything in because... Okay, there we go. Because, yeah, this is not a human figure. This is a rabbit. And I'm not going to lie, I looked at a lot of, well, you know, not just real rabbits, but because I can't get a rabbit in an action pose, I played around and looked at a bunch of Disney sketches, like their reference, what they did, you know, and basically the way they brought it to life. And I kind of got a feel for... You got to know obviously the bones and the parts and what you can do to give it movement, you know, give it life. And so I think I got it. I think I know where I'm going. And so yeah, so this shouldn't be too hard, but it is different. And like I said, a little bit of a challenge, a little different. So just got to make sure I stay on camera. And that's it. So yeah, but anyway, also, you know, I had an idea for the head, and the muzzle, and the eyes, and whatnot. So I got to make sure that I keep them with enough room to do the ears. You know, that was the other part of it. It's like, oh yeah. I got to have room for this gigantic ear set. You know. Just because he's a rabbit. And also, I did look at a lot of, was it Beatrix Potter? You know, the actual inspiration for the story, the actual story, right? And how those were drawn. So that's kind of influenced me as well. But for the most part, it's like I always do. You know, I like doing a little bit more of a realistic style, you know. So I'm going by her designs for Peter Rabbit, but I'm also giving it a little bit of a twist, you know, a little bit of a how I draw style. Okay, so I got his shoulder up like that, and so it's the same thing of human anatomy. You know, you got to figure out the bones. I guess not human anatomy. Sorry, it's the same thing of drawing characters. You just got to know the anatomy, where you're going to go with it, and what you're going to do. Okay, so I also want to show like the bottom hand, like this. So I got to draw a little paw, you know. Or no, you know what? Let's draw a little turnip. And that's something I really liked in the Beatrix Potter story, is how he was after turnips, or the pictures that she drew with the turnips. That was really cool. Okay, so there's that. So let me draw like a little jacket. Let's see, what can we do? How kind of flying open like that. I could do the creases and folds. You know how I like to do. Here you go. This one's going to be all bunged up because his hand's a little bit back. There we go. And you know, if this works out, maybe I'll do the other characters too, you know. But I always like to try different stuff for different people, because I never know what anybody likes. And so I also don't mind if you people like or dislike the pictures I'm doing, because it gives me a good gauge of what's working and what's not, you know. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with getting dislikes. I need to know what's not working. If I'm drawing nothing but elephant eyeballs and you guys are getting tired of seeing that, I need to know. So, you know, feel free to hit dislike or don't like. I can take it. I'm a big boy. Alright. So let me try to capture that nose. What can I do for a... There we go. Something like that. Okay, so there you go. I think I am ready to jump to Sharpie now, because I know you can't see this. This is all for me. Because the sketch worked, and I'm just going to erase a little bit of these sketch lines and leave myself the confidence lines to draw over. Because I don't want the pencil lines to stand out. I want the Sharpie to stand out. And I just need to erase some of this. If you're working with pencil, you just keep going. You don't worry about Sharpies or pencils or dogs or bees or dogs that shoot bees out of their mouth. It's a Simpsons joke. Okay, I think that's good enough. I think I'm ready. Let's welcome everybody that skipped over to the next part. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point and can find things that fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of it, but I've left myself a nice ghost of an image that I can use to draw on. And I'm going to start with the, I guess the Sharpie pen to capture some of the finer details, and we'll go from there. Because I can draw fine lines better with this Sharpie pen. So, I'm going to start off with the eyes. Let's see, I'm just going to draw. I've already sketched it out, so I know where I'm going. I'm placing them directly over my drawing, so it's not just willy or nilly. It's specifically specifically placed drawings, okay? They're not just floating. And there you go. I like to make sure I've got them in a good spot according to my sketch. That looks about right to me. So let me draw the underside of the eye. Normally I don't draw the underside of the eye because the pictures are so tiny, but with this, because it's such a big close-up of everything, I can get away with drawing a little bit more. Because usually with the faces, they're so tiny, it's hard to get the details in there. All right, and I'm going to give just a little bit of a little. What I really liked about Beatrix Potters is sometimes you can see like a little bit of a eyelash. You know, just a little bit of pretty little beautiful eyes. You know. Okay, and so for the pupils, they're kind of big. We're just going to go ahead and do something like that. We'll color them in later. And that's all we're going to see of this one. And let's see, we'll go ahead and draw the retinas, the big round part. Just do something like that. Do another one like that. And there we go. It's kind of looking off to the side, kind of enjoying life, trying to steal his radishes. Turnips. Radish? I don't know. We'll see what I drew. And so here's the big trick is trying to draw fur without drawing all the lines. So we're going to kind of play around with some lines. Obviously, I'm going to give him a little bit of eyebrows, a little bit of fancy boy happiness. Look at that. Look at that. And we're going to do something like that just to, again, imply that there's fur everywhere, you know? We're not going to draw it all, but we got to imply just a little bit and or figure out how to do it without drawing it all, you know? So for his nose, we're just going to do a little bit of a line in like this, a little line in like that, and then we can kind of play around with that, yeah, the top part, kind of like this, but we're not going to do a lot of it, you know? I just want to, again, imply. So for the middle of his muzzle, like the middle of his lip, I'm going to kind of draw like this, just to kind of show, again, that there's some fuzz in there, but not a complete line. So there you go. I'm kind of giving him a little smile, and I guess it's time to switch over to the big Sharpie. I'm starting to draw too much with this little Sharpie. Let's give him like little rabbit teeth, right? Not too much. Like that, nice and subtle, okay? And so I'm going to bring the bottom of his mouth, I'm going to bring it out like this, kind of, he's happy, he's smiling. And the other side down here like that, and I think that's all I'm going to do for, with the Sharpie pen. I'll come back and do some finessing, some details, but I want it to stand out with the big Sharpie, so I'm gonna come back, but I'm gonna start with the big Sharpie, okay? So Oh, you know what? You know what I want to do? Let's give him some big old like Bugs Bunny eyes, kind of like big brow, kind of like heavy eyelids, like that. Okay, very subtle, but implying that it's a big eyelid. Okay, and again, it's just giving him a little bit of excitement, a little bit of fur. Okay. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to draw the head, basically. Let's go ahead and start with this side here. I'm just going to come around the top of the head to the eye, and then we can draw the ear back behind it. So I'm going to come around here. We'll give him a little bit of fuzzy hair like that. Don't connect it. Not yet. We're going to draw an ear right there. So this is going to come down to the side of the head. Again, a little bit of fuzz for his little cheeks. We'll go ahead and go all the way over, back around like this, like that. I know that looks a little weird, but just bear with me. Watch what we're gonna do here. Let's add a little bit of fuzz, a little bit of fur. Just kind of play around with a little bit of a hairstyle. You know, he's got a little bit of a slick back hair. You know, you don't have to draw the exact lines I'm doing. I'm just kind of playing around with looks and styles. So make it your own. You know, remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. We'll meet somewhere in between. So, you know what? Let's draw. You know what we're going to do? Okay, I know I told you I was going to do ears, but I want to do this before I forget. I'm going to draw some whiskers. And I'm just going to do that. Nothing defined. I'm just kind of throwing them out there, kind of placing where it's going to be. That way I don't forget, and they're ready to go. Okay, so let's draw the ears. And I got this one kind of curved. You can see the side of it, so let's do the top so you can see where we are, or the back. I'm going to come back here and curve it back like this. I'm going to come back around, draw the other side, bring it in like that, and draw that part of the ear. So that's the side view. This you're going to see more. If this was an ear, you're seeing the side of it like that. This one, we're going to see more of the other ear, so it's going to stand out more. So we're going to do that. There we go. So see, we kind of made it kind of big, and that's what I wanted. I want this one this way, and this one that way. Okay, so we're just kind of playing around with making things different, because if you draw them both exactly the same, you could do that, absolutely. But I'm just giving you some other options to play around with, you know, a different look. All right. Okay, so he's got a little jacket on, and I've always liked, again, I like the Beatrix Potter. It's kind of like just a little collar that's up, you know. It's not even like a folded over collar like modern times. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw kind of like a popped collar like that. Let's draw the actual lapel coming down, or not the lapel, but the side. So basically I'm going to come down here, flip it out like that a little bit. There's the inside, and that's his fur. Like that, okay. And I'll show you the fur in a second going down. I just wanted to show that it's fuzzy. It's a little out there because it's got, you know, fur, you know. Let's go ahead and draw this arm. So I'm going to go ahead and draw, see this shoulder. Let me show you what we're doing here. This shoulder is up, this one's down, just because of the way I've got him moving. So this one's going to be a little bit higher, okay? It's not an accident, it's on purpose. So I'm just going to draw some creases and folds because he's wearing a little jacket. You know I like to draw creases and folds. So this one you can't really see as much of the bottom because of that side of the jacket flying up. So we're going to say it's coming around like this. And again, I'm going to make it come alive by adding some folds to the jacket. And remember, you don't have to do what I'm doing, but you can. All right, just some bends in the shirt just to show that it's all folded because it's cloth, you know. Okay, so this hand I'm gonna have holding a turnip. So I'm gonna draw his little fuzzy old hand coming out like this, got his thumb over it. Then the fingers are behind it holding it, so I'm gonna go ahead and start drawing the turnip. Coming around like this. It's going to go into the bushy leaves hanging off the top. So we'll go ahead and drew like this. And we'll draw another one hanging off like this. Remember, I'm just kind of making it up, so you don't have to draw exactly, but that's kind of how I imagine this turnip is going to be. Before I go any further, let me add just a little bit of the little hairs where it's growing out, you know, the not hairs, but what's the word I'm looking for? Roots. Okay, that should really be done with color, but you know, it just looks really neat to do, so I'm going to play around with that. Alright, so let's draw the other side of his hand, coming in like this, and again, you can't see the finger, so it disappears like that. Again, I'll draw a little bit of fuzz, a little bit of fur, and we'll say that's his little paw that you can see, his little paw pad, and then the thumb coming over like that. A little bit of a little talon, a little rabbit finger, nail, little rabbit nail. All right, so let's draw the other side of his jacket. So this one's coming down here like this, flowing through, over like that, back in, and again some creases and folds. This one I've got this arm bent because he's kind of like in the running pose. He's running away from Farmer Brown or whoever he was running away from. I can't remember right now. Here's his inner sleeve or the end of his sleeve, so we're just going to connect to that. Again, my creases and folds. Okay. And let's see, we'll do like the little edge of his collar like that. There we go. Okay, so this hand, or this paw, I guess, mitten, what's it called? What's a rabbit hand called? Pretty paw? Okay. So we're going to draw his little thumb like this. His other fingers over his little paw, kind of digit like that. It's coming in so I can reconnect that. And let's just draw his little fingers, something like this. Okay, so see, it's pretty simple, pretty easy. We're just going to do a little bit of style on it. There we go. All right, so now we're just going to draw his body. And so, like I said, I started with the fur, so I'm just going to keep continuing down. And I've already got his body sketch, so I know where I was going to go with it. So I'm going to draw his leg coming down like this. And I'm doing little stuff like that just to show like it's a furry, fuzzy skin. You know, he's got fur all over. So let's see, here's the inside of his thigh, down to his little heel, down to his rabbit foot. That. All right. So again, I'm going to add a little bit of detail. So we'll add like his fingers, or I guess toes, right? Because these are his feet. Someone called me out on that before because I was drawing a dinosaur, and I said toes. I said fingers for the feet. So yeah, these are rabbit toes. I get it. And there you go. I'm just playing around with like a look there. So if you want to draw those, go for it. If not, I get it. You do what you want to do. You do you, right? Because remember, like I'm always gonna say, this is how I draw. Okay, a little bit of fur. Alright, so I'm going to draw his other side here, and that's his big old belly hanging out is what that is. So let me draw this leg, and then we'll connect it right here real fast. I just want to get where I am. So I'm going to draw this other side coming in like this. And see, I did kind of a bend, because that's kind of his waist is what I'm doing there. So there's this knee. And this one's more straight at you, so I'm going to do something like this. There we go. So it's kind of almost like pants, too. That's kind of the look I was going for. Alright. And so this, I'm going for a look of like, it's like his leg pointed more at you than this one. This one's off to the side. This one's a little more coming at you, you know? All right, and I should really be doing all this with color, but it's just so much fun to draw something different, you know? All right, let's do this too. We'll accent that bend. Okay, so now I'm just going to draw his other side of his leg. So we're just going to come down here to his little back of his heel right there. There's that. We'll come down like we did there. We're going to come down and draw his little toes. Bring them back around. Do something like that. Okay, and again, just draw some toes here. Doesn't have to be precise, because remember, that's right. And there you go. So there, I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Peter Rabbit for Sunday Fun Day. So here's my colored version. You can color it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures on how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.